Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our second edition of Southwest Chalk Talk. I'm your host, Andrew Crane, the PA announcer, teacher, alum at Southwest High School, and welcome here to Gallagher's here in West Mason Street, Green Bay. When you come out to Chalk Talk, remember you get if you buy a 12-inch pizza, I believe you get some game tickets, a free pitcher of soda. So come check us out. We're going to meet every once a month, the second Wednesday of every month. So we hope to see you out here at Gallagher's. And thank you to Gallagher's. All right, so last week we heard from our volleyball, football, and soccer coaches. And this week we have a treat. We're going to be hearing from our softball coach, and also we're going to start here with our cross-country program. So, ladies and gentlemen, here are Ben Rayom and Ben Kubicki, your cross-country coaches. Greetings. Good evening. How are you?
Doing
good.
Doing well. Happy to be here.
Great. All right, so if you want you to introduce yourselves to the Southwest community, we've got people that are watching these videos coming out here that they might be football fans, Trojans basketball fans, whatever, but we're trying to really make this a family and learn about all the different, parts of the athletic community here, the program. So why don't you introduce yourselves and tell us about your background in coaching?
I've been coaching cross-country here at Southwest last year and this year. Last year was my first year. Prior to that, I coached about 10 years for a middle school program out in Swamico at Lineville. And I've run a kids running program all summer, just trying to keep kids motivated and having fun running.
This is my first year as cross-country coach. In the past, I've coached track a number of years, and I've been a runner and did cross-country and track in high school. Just been a good fit to join Ben in the program.
Thank you. So, why Southwest? Why the Southwest cross-country program? Why is this the right fit for you guys?
Well, for me, I was with my summer kids running program. I had one of the families was there for about 8 years prior to me starting here, so they just thought I'd be a great fit and asked me to come in and help out with the program last year when they were down in coach.
And I worked with Ben last year in track. Our philosophies matched up pretty well, and when the opportunity arose to join the cross-country program at Southwest, it just felt like a natural thing. Ben and I get along very well and try to have the same philosophy in our programs to get things better every day.
All right. What's been your personal highlight so far in your coaching journeys?
I think, for cross country, the personal highlight is just the fact that we get, close to half of our kids every week getting personal or season bests, and that's something that you just love to see because the kids feed off that. We've got one kid who has had a PR every single week, and that's his goal. His goal is that's my thing. I'm just going to PR every week. So I think that's the highlight, is seeing how these kids gel, come together, and just want to get better every week.
For me, cross country has just always been such a family. Everyone just always gets together and has so much fun together and works together. There's kind of an individual aspect, but it's still a group and team aspect. So you can get better as your own, or you can also help the team get better at the same time.
Well, I wanted to ask about that. Cross country is somewhat of a unique sport in that, at least the perception is that it's an individual sport. It's not a team sport. Would you disagree with that? And if so, where do you see teammates and it being a team aspect in cross country?
Well, that kind of depends on the abilities of what you have. We have some athletes that are running alone on varsity, but you can run up to 7 or 8 depending on the meet, and then 5 people score as a team. So it's depending on what you have for people. Sometimes you don't have enough to score that with still having someone be able to excel, and you don't want to have someone run that doesn't have the ability to run as fast as some of the other people. So that's where you get your team or individual aspect of it.
And I also think, when we see these kids, they know when each race is. And if we only have one varsity runner for a given race, the JV runners come together, they help warm them up, they get out there, they do a cheer before the race and make sure that they have, cheering throughout the course. So while it may be each individual is running, they certainly work together to make sure that each one of them is supported and feeling better. Even working down with middle school kids, we brought them up, and our team has just brought them all in, made them feel welcome, and supported them the whole way.
That's great. During a race, during a meet, is there any teamwork, or is it completely individual? Or do the runners work together in any sort of way in a cross-country race?
Well, some of the time, a runner might ask, hey, should I try and run with that person for the race to accomplish my time or something like that. Sometimes we're telling them to worry about their place at an event to get an award or something in comparison to worrying about specifically time. Other times it's just go out and do what you can do and run as fast as you can to get that PR, that best time. So it really depends on the race and the event that we're doing.
Interesting. Anything to add, Ben?
No, I mean that's pretty much what we try to do. We they may run together as a pair, but usually it's we try to have them target individually and focus on their individual goals to make sure that they are able to PR each race. Try to give them the pacing that they should have. All those things. Ben does a great job of making sure that they know what their pace is and letting them know if they're on pace at each mile as well.
Ben, you mentioned something about cross country being like a family. My son ran cross country in high school, and I experienced that compared to any other sport that I've been around. Cross country does kind of seem like a family. What role do parents play in that? What can coaches do to make it seem like a family? And how can you use that to sell the program?
Well, most of our parents are involved. Like just before this tonight, we had a team dinner. So a couple parents got together, brought in food. The whole team could just sit and talk and not really worry about running or times or anything. Just watch videos, play games together, whatever they want to do. And the parents really get involved. We have had parents that have brought food to the meets. We had a parent that brought a couple gallons of chocolate milk one week and a whole bunch of snacks. We've had a couple of weeks where we had people had their birthdays at meets, and you get they start singing happy birthday, the other team starts singing happy birthday, and you can just meet friends. And my daughter is in college, and she's still friends with people from other schools that she raced against all the time. And I still am in contact with my high school coach and thank him for some of the ideas and stuff that he's given me throughout the years.
So what is it about cross country that makes it such a family, such that it creates those relationships? Is it just the smaller size of the team and smaller numbers that you get to know them better, or are there some other aspects of it?
I think our team has been small. We're trying to grow it bigger. We've got aspirations of finding ways to build the program, but we know other programs that have the same feel, and they've got 50 people or 100 people in their program. The whole thing is, you have camp time between races. You're sitting in your spot, you're warming up, you're doing different things. It blends that idea that we're in this space, you make connections, you talk with people around you, then there's another team next door or down the way. And as you warm up, you start getting to know people. I know that we have some athletes here that we'll talk with later, but they make connections with other kids that they see, whether it's in track, cross country, other sports, that camaraderie and a little bit of that fuel to beat them is always a good thing for our program. But at the end of the day, they're always happy to have taken part in the events together.
So, what is the state of the Southwest Cross Country program, and where is it going?
Right now, we've got 27 total runners. Some are not able to run, but we've got a good program. Last year, we graduated 5 boys. This year, we're graduating 5 girls. I think we figured out we've got 15 freshmen and sophomores, approximately, and we have been working with the middle school program to really make sure that we can get that pipeline, that connection to move from the middle school to the high school. We got a couple of kids who came over from Da Vinci as well, so we know that we have to reach out beyond Lombardi because other kids come to us from other places too. So those are things that we're working on.
So I guess what would be a very quick recap of the season so far? Has there been a particular meet that you were really proud of the kids with? How the weather conditions been? A quick snapshot of what you've experienced so far.
Well, weather conditions, we've had one really, really hot meet. We did do some different meets this year that we hadn't done in the past. Like we did a night meet that was, we didn't start till like 7 o'clock at night, I think was the first race. So that was a lot cooler, really different. The whole course is lit with lights and that. But kind of highlights for the year are just, every week that people are improving and getting better. And that's what we're asking for right now. And, as people get better, then we're going to be able to pull in more people and just grow. You get some quantity and then you grow the quality out of that.
And I think, Ben's best line every week is, before we have our meet, he's like, give me something to do on Sunday. Give me work to do this Sunday. Because every Sunday he goes through and looks at their pacing from the previous week and sets new goals for the kids to beat and improve that pacing. And it's been working.
Wow, that's impressive. Well, I guess to wrap it up, here's your chance to make a pitch. Who's out there? We've got 1,000. One of my students looked this up today. 1,069 is our enrollment this year, something like that. We've got over 1,000 students. And what would you say to those kids that have never thought about going out for cross country? Where's the untapped potential? What would you say to those middle school kids? Make a pitch to have them join Southwest Cross Country.
I think number one is everybody can join cross country. If you're not in it, you've never been a runner, we can get you started and we can set a goal for you. We have, sprinters from track who we got to come out and they're realizing they can run distance. Oh my gosh. And that will just make them better athletes in the other sports. Anybody who's in basketball, anybody who is in swimming, any winter sport should come out for cross country because it gets them ready. Yes, and for softball and for baseball, yes. Even those athletes need this training, this endurance training, because it makes them, better able to handle the next sport. They come in with that endurance. Every sport I've ever coached, we start with running. Well, our sport is running. So if they come in ready to run, they're already ahead of the game.
The other thing is we can work with any ability. If you're fast, if you're slow, it doesn't matter because you can improve on wherever you're at. So in that aspect, there's no variation. The other thing is running is like the one thing you can do for the rest of your life. You can put on a pair of shoes and go run. It's a little hard to try and do some of the other sports, basketball and football and those type of things, because you need to get 8, 10, whatever other people to be able to do it with. So this, you can just go out and blow off steam if you need to. You can go out and listen to music, whatever, and just be able to do it for the rest of your life. So we also want to teach you that how to do that safely and not be injured.
All right, well, thanks, Coach Ben and Ben. We're going to invite some of our athletes to come on to the show now. So let's give it up for Coaches Rayom and Kavicki. All right, we're back here in Chalk Talk, and we have with us now 3 of our cross-country athletes, and we're going to start off by letting them introduce themselves to the Southwest community.
My name is Julia Piarki, and this will be my 4th year running cross-country for Southwest.
My name's Luke Peterson. This will be my 7th year running cross-country and 3rd year running cross-country for Southwest.
My name is Ben Novotny, and this is my 1st year running cross country for Southwest.
But you've done track and field, right?
Yeah, I've done track and field as long as I've been in Southwest and prior in middle school. This is my 1st year cross country.
Interesting. So we were talking before with your coaches about how cross country is unique in that it's individual, more individual than other sports, but there's a lot of teamwork involved. How do you balance being competitive and trying to beat your teammates, but also trying to be a good teammate?
For me, cross country, I feel like it isn't like competitive in a sense where it is for like other sports. Like I don't see my teammates as competition. I see them more as like my teammate and someone who pushes me to be better as a person. So when we are racing together, I just like me and my teammates are all super close. It's not like one or the other, someone always has to be in front. Like it's always like if someone's beating me one week or someone's beating me the next week or I'm in front, it's like we use each other to better each other, and I think that's kind of what sums up cross country. Even though it is individual and it is like a competition between not only the team itself but like other teams, I feel like it's always just like constantly bettering yourself, because it's in the end it's you against yourself.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't really think of the teammates as competition, but it can get a little competitive at times if you're trying to catch them. You don't want to, you want to be the fastest, you don't want to underperform. So it can get competitive, but overall you're pretty much always stay friends, and there's not really any beef, so yeah.
Ben, so since you're new to cross country, were you surprised by parents and runners from other schools that would be cheering you as you cross the finish line and along the course? Maybe different than a track meet?
Yeah, it's definitely the environment's a lot different during the race, especially. There's people everywhere cheering you on, and it couldn't be people from different schools, of course, cheering you on as random people you don't even know. With the team aspects, for my first race, I didn't really have much knowledge going into it, what I was doing. So I kind of stuck around with some few teammates to pace myself with them and figure out how to get my bearings in the race. It was actually great. Yeah.
All right, so last question. Give you a chance, one more thing that you'd like to share with the Southwest community. It could be a goal that you have, a favorite memory, or just something about cross country that you want people to know that maybe they don't know.
Something that I'd like more people to know about cross country, especially as everyone, is I know people see running as something that's really difficult, and it's just always kind of hated upon, it's so hard. But you don't have to make running hard, and you can make it enjoyable. It doesn't have to be hard if you don't want to make it hard, because you can take it however far you want it to be. That's the beauty of running. It's if you want to push yourself to your very limits, you can, and if you just want to jog it, that's also fine. And I think that's why running's awesome, because anyone can do it. So hopefully that makes more people want to join cross country, because I think it's really fun, and hopefully you can too.
Great. Good pitch, Luke.
I would say, to add on to that, cross country isn't just about the running. It's also about having, I guess, a team together and kind of having fun, but also still focusing on the sport. And if you don't think you can do it, you still probably can.
You definitely can. Yes, well said.
And then, I guess to add on to that stuff too. So coming from a sprinter, again, I didn't really think I was wanting to do distance, but even if you're a sprinter out there, this is actually it's gonna be really beneficial. It's just nothing can really hurt you in the sense of training wise. It's gonna only make you better. So I think if you are even doubting it, just go to one of the practices and see how you like it. And I think you should definitely at least try, if anything.
Thank you. Let's give it up for Julia, Luke, and Ben. All right, and for our last segment of Chalk Talk tonight, please welcome Southwest softball coach Sean Neville. So Sean, introduce yourself to maybe some members of the Southwest community that haven't met you yet.
Hello, I'm Sean Neville. I'm a 20-year Navy veteran, retired. Moved back to Wisconsin back in 2016. Just completed my 17th season coaching, from T-ball all the way up to 18-year-olds. So had a wide variety. Since I've been here, I've now completed my 8th season in the high school realm, and I just finished my 4th season here at Southwest as the head varsity coach.
Great. And what brought you to Southwest originally?
Honestly, it was an accident. I had no ambitions. I had no thoughts of ever running my own program. I was at West Lapeer in the JV program, and I was pretty happy where I was at. And then my softball mentor that brought me into the high school, he told me about the offer, and there was this opportunity, and I'm all out opportunities. I'm like, sure, I'll put my name in. So ended up being a buddy of mine up for the job, and I ended up getting selected over him. So and I was hoping he'd come help me out, but that didn't work out. It's okay. He's got things he's doing too. But yeah, and everything that I've learned over the years, just in the great network that I have, external to Southwest, the coaching realm, I continue to use it, and it helps me every time, every day.
So it's an accident.
It was, but it's a happy accident.
So what would you say is the highlight of your coaching journey so far? The greatest moment as a Southwest varsity softball coach?
I have to go back to my first year. It was very challenging, and anybody that's been a first year varsity coach knows that, especially in the sport, depending on the sport you're going into, you're just trying to swim, trying to keep your head above water, and you normally don't stay there. But if you can touch the team, get them focused in the right direction, good things can happen. And I would have to say that first year, I had Sam Marchant was the senior team leader of that team, and girls came back to play for her. Basically, is what happened. The reason why we had a team that year was because of her, for the most part. And so they played, and we struggled, but they kept getting better. They kept buying in, and as the year got to the end, the one moment I really remember is in Sheboygan North. We're sitting there and we're playing, and we're in a 2-1 game, and it's 2-1, 5th inning, and I can hear our shortstop going out there going, "Who are we? What is going on?" And just to understand the moment was, they were not in games like that at that point. And the fact that they finished the game, won that game, came back, played game 2, and won that one 7-2, and swept their first doubleheader ever, was phenomenal. And then table with that, a couple wins on each side, they had a 4-game winning streak going on at that point. So it was huge just to see that little bit. And we ended up with 7 wins that season, which was more than they probably predicted. Sadly, we probably could have stole a couple more, but it's building that trust and understanding and believing in the process.
Well, yeah, Sam was great. Did she come back and do something with your team or anything like that? Or I know that I feel like you connected with her on social media or something like that.
Yeah, she's working through her college life, doing bigger and better things all the time, like all of them are. She's the one that's still playing softball. She went down to Alverno. She has left there, and now she's at Lakeland. And she's the voice of the Muskies there. She's come here. In the past, she's done some catching lessons for me. And now this upcoming holiday season, she's looking to bring her and a couple, softball friends from the program down there to come help us out too. She wants to give back to the program. So
Well, I seem to vaguely remember that doubleheader in Sheboygan, and it's bringing back some good memories. So that's pretty neat. That must be gratifying for you that Sam comes back to help too. So in August, I was out in Bismarck, North Dakota. And I was eating dinner at a restaurant one night, and there was so much going on in sports. They could have had the TVs on Major League Baseball games or preseason NFL football or soccer, and almost all the TVs were showing NCAA softball. They were showing softball games. Do you feel like softball is a growing sport? And if so, what do you attribute to that?
I would say it depends who you talk to. It's growing sport, and then in other aspects, it's probably receding a little bit. When they talk about high school softball, how long will high school softball stick around? Because summer softball, travel softball seems to be bigger and more competitive. You get more national attention and stuff like that. So, is it growing? Absolutely. They have a new professional league now. So, and USA softball's back. So with the Olympics coming up, so it kind of moves in cycles when it's up in that realm. It seems like, but hopefully hopefully they'll keep pushing it more and more. That it will be more stagnant. It'll be there all the time. Because if that achievement is there all the time, then we'll hopefully have girls and players that'll want to do it more and start and play longer. That's everyone's hope, right? Start a sport and hopefully play it as long as you can.
So what's your strategy to get more girls to start the sport, to join the program? And I guess on a related note, where do you see the Southwest program right now?
As I alluded to before, communication, trying to advertise and all that good stuff, trying to get the word out. Sometimes that struggles, and I know we have different platforms because we use Facebook, we use Game Changer, we use for our internal stuff, we use email, and now we have the Trojan app that we've been using the last couple started using last year. So I'm pretty excited as that catches on. Hopefully that's a much easier tool, and it reaches back down to the middle school. So trying to find ways how we can get ourselves involved in the middle school program when it's going on at the same time as the high school program is very challenging because we pretty much play at the same time. But trying to find those ways and try and get the high school girls to support those girls and show them that this is a sport that you want to keep staying involved in and keep playing. So that's one avenue. Another one is we have our rec ball girls that we keep trying to find more rec ball players and play that recreational softball. Come see if you like it or not. And hopefully those keep coming out of the woodwork, keep asking, and we have organizations for that. We have a swag organization that is kind of dormant right now because we don't have anybody on the west side that wants to take that torch right now. But we do have, in the Green Bay area, we still have the Alloway girls softball, so we do have a place for our girls that want to come out and try it and learn. They can go there. They went there this summer and everything went fine, and they're more than willing to take our girls. And then once you figure out that you want to play a little more competitively and you want to make softball one of your favorite sports or your favorite sport, we have Southwest Softball Association, which is, depending on who you ask, it's either SWISA or SWASA. But that's an organization that has been great in the past, and unfortunately, one of the things that was killed with COVID. In the last 3 years, a few parents and I have gone through a lot of efforts to revive it, and the progression from there is showing. The word getting out sometimes a little slow. The confusion between levels of competition and stuff like that can be confusing at times to what's high school, what's middle school, what's travel, what's rec. But we're trying to get the word out as much as we can. We have a website for the SWISA, greenbaysoftball.com, greenbaysouthwestsoftball.com, and we're trying to get more stuff into one spot and push the message out there.
Well, communication seems to be really important for you. And I just wanted to point out that I follow the Southwest softball Facebook page, and it is the most active page of any of our sports completely. And it's not just softball. I mean, so you'll have like a meme, not a meme or post or things about softball, but then the next one will be about the Southwest Marching Band performance from the game Friday night, and then the next one might be about the dance clinic coming up for the Southwest dance team. Maybe what can you why is that? Why are you doing that? Why are you spending so much time with that? What can other coaches maybe learn from that?
Well, at first it's hard to get a hold of your own stuff and then get your stuff into one sock. So, and to me, that's one piece of it. It's we have to celebrate our players. How do we do that? To me, this is one way of doing that. When we're not in season, how do we keep things going? Because you just can't have, if you have a site like that, you just can't have it go dormant. I have nothing, gotta stay active. So what's the buy-in? What am I looking for? What are we looking for? Well, the buy-in is Southwest. We're here at Southwest High School. So if a player gets Player of the Week at Jersey Mike's, it should be celebrated across all platforms, not just the high school. So trying to believe in that, and then it kind of upped my game a little bit more this off season. I even went and I'm following all the elementary schools that are our feeder schools. I'm following other programs in the area, softball, high school, whatever it is, youth groups, whatever I could find, just to see what everyone else is doing and how can I make it better in our area, and that showcase our people and showcase our girls, because that's what it's all about.
It is what it's all about, and that's why, again, we're here doing these Chalk Talks. Being together is to support each other, to build up all these programs, to celebrate these programs and the kids, like you mentioned, Sean. So are there any upcoming events in the off season, like open gyms or clinics or anything you'd like to pass on? When I know we're still a ways away from the official season, but what's an off season like, real quick, for your players?
Well, I guess now is more of your off-season time, because during the summer they had their summer ball and everything else like that. So we had girls playing 16U with other teams. We had a couple girls playing with ISA, and then we had our assistant girls playing 10U, 12U, and 14U, which we're still looking to start a 16U one year, and we're also looking for 8U to someone that's brave enough to coach an 8U team, and we'll grow that team around you. We'll do everything we can. With all that, also to give a snapshot of what the future has to come, this year was our first year of having fall ball. So the high school program sponsored middle school fall ball, which is an 8-team set out at Circle Tap this past fall. You probably saw those posts. It was 2 months of fun. And it's our 8th and 7th graders have played 12U this past summer, with our external players coming back in, adding a couple of new players that moved up from the 6th grade. And what's it going to look like in the next 3 to 4 years? It looks pretty bright. We got some good pitching, we got some good hitting, we got good runners, we got catchers, we're developing players. Developing is key. We can't compete until we develop.
That's very promising. It's good to hear. It's really great to hear. So I'm sure we'll have you back as we get closer to the season. We'll talk about maybe some of the players to look forward to and what you're excited about. How did the off season go? Any last words for us?
Just now that our real off season is kicking off, and I know tennis and cross country is getting done, and volleyball. So it's getting those players in those keeping those off season workouts going, keeping them in shape, building better athletes, doing all the stuff that our athletic director has been helping us with for the last 2 years. He's been awesome. Really, if you don't know him, you should get to know him. You got Hannah Dunlap and Audrey Nelson out there. Those are the two you're going to hear about the most, probably. But there's a big supporting cast, so you never know what's going to happen.
Coach Sean Neville, everybody. Thank you all for coming out to Chalk Talk once again at Gallagher's here on West Mason Street in Green Bay. We'll see you next month, and go Trojans!